Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Think of all that time. Every wait in the winter. All that time. No one else saw. Every sprint in the summer. Think of every sacrifice. Early mornings on the levee. Late nights in the film room. Bus rides to playoff games. Every bump in the road. Every moment of ecstasy. Every moment of doubt. Years wondering. Is it all worth it? It's all led to this. Man, I got this. It's a 60-minute drive for a 60-minute game. After all the miles we've traveled, we're almost there. After all the hours we've worked, one more can make us legends. After all that time, this is our time. Caveman on the line. HG got the stats.
No filters, no suits, just facts on blast.
He seems like no nonsense guy. Like
re-emphasize that for the Saints fans out there on TikTok. Caveman. What did you just say?
The rebuild starts right now.
Marshawn
Lattimore's gone, so the defense, like, we're not getting any better.
To the left, got the edge and grind. We break it all
Get it into
down
Smith.
like
What a pass! That's it! Danielle Smith with the game winner! Oh my goodness!
And that is why you have Aaron Fry pass the ball in.
We roar from the base to the backfield floor. No filters, no fake control. We
So really, like you have you have the best quarterback in the league, arguably, the best wide receiver in the league, and you've got the best edge rusher in terms of total sacks in the season. You're 4-7, and your playoff chances are hanging on by it.
HG on deck, stats loaded and primed. Reading the field.
Let's make it interesting.
We're making it interesting. Come on. Give us the freaking one.
Breaking down ball like a heat wave blade.
Oh, let's go! Oh, no. For the business. Did not for the business.
We see through the hype. Call out the Warriors.
So don't you go saying that you're never going to see that. You're such a hater.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard, MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Welcome, Quack.
Program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
For your
You are looking live at Till the Final Whistle, everybody. HG and Caveman in the house with another episode. Another week's gone by. And before we get into our usual antics on the show, we got college hoops and some NBA action and a special edition of Team Builder coming up later. We found a new challenge to show you guys.
Website that makes it a lot of fun to
It's
play. Then
it's a good
go
time.
to this site too and play your own daily fantasy games and stuff. So
The
show
first
it off.
Till the Final Whistle is about to bring you a very special and exclusive golf breakdown, because we usually don't talk a lot of golf on the show, but it's the 2026 PGA season. I don't want everybody to forget about that. It is just starting to kick off. We're a few months into it now that it's in springtime. So we recently just had, over this last weekend, was the very historical tournament and the classic Riviera Country Club in Los Angeles for Tiger Woods' signature event on the tour this season, the Genesis Invitational. And I mean, last year they had to move this to a different location because there was all those wildfires in Los Angeles. So this was the official 100th annual Genesis Invitational. I mean, we had a lot of big names in this one. Obviously, the world's #1 ranked golfer, Scotty Scheffler, was in the house. Your reigning Masters champion, Rory McIlroy, was in the house. Adam Scott, who's won the last 2 Genesis Invitationals, was there. And an up-and-comer, man, he put on a show in this one, nearly made a crazy comeback. Kurt Kitayama was there. But there was one name that really stood out. Obviously, it was your winner. Came out of nowhere. Had never played on the course before, and he came out and nearly broke the 72-hole record that was set 41 years ago by Landy Watkins. Jacob Bridgman won his first ever PGA tournament over the weekend, HG, and he was just putting on a show. He was lights out, just going straight up head-to-head pretty much the entire weekend with Rory McIlroy. They were just shot for shot.
Man, good for him.
But he finished with the score 18 under, was a 268, current record of 264. And he had never even played on the course before. So typically how these tournaments work, you fly in and you land and you get to your place typically on Monday evening. And that's when those first few days leading up to Thursday and Friday, you're able to practice and, just go out and play some golf with your caddy and get a feel for the course. The first 2 days that they were out there, this guy was just exhausted. He just took a couple days off. He didn't even practice really leading up to this. He had one warm-up round on Wednesday and came into the tournament on Thursday. It was just lights out. He put on a show.
Hit his flow state. It was just,
all the pressure that was on him in this entire tournament.
Some people crack and some people would turn to diamonds under that pressure,
Yeah, he was really thriving. So, he balled out.
How old is this kid?
He is 26 years old, and this is his 3rd pro season. When he was at Clemson, he had, I believe it was 60 games in a row at averaging a score of 52, which is a school record. So this is only his 3rd season in the PGA. Picked up his first tournament win. I mean, he was just cooking in this one. Round 1, opened it up with a birdie or the eagle on hole 1 and followed it up with 5 pars. Wow. Round 2, another eagle on hole 1 and followed it up with 7 birdies. So he was already at 7 under in day 2 and had a 6-shot lead on everybody in the pack. Day 3 on round 3, another 7 under 71. 7 birdies and another eagle on the 11th hole. Set himself up, had the most commanding lead that we've seen in a while in one of these tournaments, coming into the last day. But this is really where the pressure set in. He was shooting lights out in the first 3 days. This is when everybody else turned it on, because he couldn't forget about Adam Scott and McIlroy, because Kurt Kitayama turned down his final day, was 7 under in round 4, and came back and made this only a 1-shot deficit to finish out the weekend. So he tied for 2nd with Rory McIlroy, both at 7 under or 17 under, and Jacob just slid out in the final that final day. He knew he had to shoot. At least just keep it low. At least just keep it low. Back nine, probably the cleanest back nine you've seen from a young leader in a tournament like this with all the competition. 8 straight pars in a row, keeping it low. And I mean, just finishing off with a nice 3-foot putt to end it. He was done before everybody else. He was a few groups ahead of those teams that he had to beat. So he was able to just take some time and take some putts on the opening green and just chill out until he was named the winner. But what a performance that he put on in this one, becoming the 100th winner, doing it at 26. Man, he put on quite the weekend. I'm not really
like a lot of top pros and vets there at this tournament. So
this is
big underdog. I don't think anybody probably saw this guy coming.
Yeah, no, when you have a name like Scotty Scheffler in there, who was barely on the cut list for day 2, barely even made it to round 3 of this tournament. It just shows that this course is pretty tough. I mean, it's a historic one. There's records that date all the way back to 1948 from wire to wire winners. So this is a place that you really want to win. This is a monument to have on your resume as a golfer. So that's our exclusive golf breakdown. Check out some more of what's going on in the PGA. We might step back into it a little bit because I feel like the older you get, the more you like golf, you know? It just becomes a more relaxing sport. The older you get.
That doesn't happen for me yet. I still don't really get the appeal of golf.
That's fair. That's fair.
I guess I don't know. I got maybe if you're just looking to kill time, but I feel like there's other things you could do. That's just me, but it's still pretty impressive that the level some of these guys are able to golf at for a long time. So
it's not as easy as it looks.
No, I've tried golfing a few times and I've not done very well.
Don't pull up me and Joel and Mohawk stats from the Celebrity Sweat golf tournament because we the scorecards are redacted from that day. Let's just say that. But where do we want to kick it off to next?
Well,
college hoops or some NBA?
I think we got to give a final recap of our Winter Olympics, man. And
that's very true.
That finally wrapping up in Milan and Cortina.
We were kind of hating on it, but over the last 3 days of that Olympics, I think it was pretty good.
It really went out with a bang. First, I really love the hockey side, man. First, you had the women's team get their clutch overtime goal to beat Team Canada, and then the men's team finally winning gold after 46 years later since the miracle on ice to cap it off. Took down Canada twice in the gold medal game. And then we obviously Alyssa Liu just put on a fantastic performance. It was a number of events, but what was the one that was really hard for young? I can't keep all the figure skating events straight, unfortunately, but
I believe it was the free skate. It was mainly just because of her coming out of retirement. She first competed in the Olympics HG when she was 13 years old, retired from figure skating at 16, and then came out of retirement specifically for the 2026 Winter Olympics. And I believe it was in the free skate, but there was her and the silver medalist and bronze medalist had to have been some of the best figure skaters in the world. That's just to say how hard that competition was, at least this year. There's a lot of big names.
That was one of her 2 gold medals in this tournament. It looks like so. She got one more somewhere else. Is it? Guess it's not gonna tell me which event, but
It might have been the team event where
the
each of them had to go,
okay.
but they were also individually medaled in those because that's also where what's his name, Ilion, had his falls, and he wasn't able to get his gold in that. But they did get the team one. And then the other girl, I think her name is like Amber, or
Amber
it's
Glenn.
like yeah, Amber Glenn also got a gold for us too. Now, figure skating was they were hooping out there.
She was the top figure skater in the whole Olympics. She had 2 gold medals. Every other skater that had multiple medals was only able to get 1 gold. So she was 2 was the most medals any skater from any country won, and she's up at the top with 2 golds. Couple of Japanese skaters, Riku Miura and Riichi Kiara, each with a gold and a silver. A couple other Americans, Evan Bates and Madison Chalk, each got a gold and a silver. You have a few more Japanese skaters with 2 silvers, and then everyone else it's like silvers and bronze or gold and bronze, or just one singular medal. Actually, after you get past Shun Sato, who had a silver and a bronze, everyone else just had 1 medal, a couple more golds. Amber Glenn for America, Danny Shea, Elon Cam, Ilya Milanin. Let's see any other Americans on page 2 here that medaled. That would be it. But yeah, they brought home a lot of golds in this category.
Aside from the women's hockey as well, their scoring differential being 35-2 at the end of the tournament.
Yeah, 35-2. Wow.
Goodness,
man, that has got to be. That's that's one of the all-time dominant runs through an Olympics, man. I mean, you just don't see. This is like the best of the best, and from every country's got to offer that made it, and so like for the goal differential to be that huge, to be that tremendous, is wow, just mind-boggling.
it's kind of crazy that we still didn't even lead in the medal count.
Yeah, well,
it was still Norway had 41 on us. They still had that much of a lead.
Norway's got a lot of great skiers. They kind of kill.
They did dominate
in that event. So, like I think it was a Norwegian skier that led all athletes with gold medals. Yeah, it was Johannes Hesflot Kalbo, I believe is how you say that. 6 gold medals to lead all athletes, and then there was another Norwegian in total medals, Strula Holm Legrid, who had 3 silvers, 2 bronze. So, and then you had another Norwegian. I believe this is another skier.
That's the guy that cheated on his fight.
Yeah,
the Holm Legrid. He was killing it in medals, man.
Yeah, he was.
You got to be as committed.
He's a better skier than he is a husband, I guess.
I know, man. He's very committed.
And then, yeah, I mean, there's another. You look at the top athlete list. I'm pretty sure all of these are skiers. Like, let's just, if you go and look at alpine skiing, this had a lot of Swedish. A lot of Swedes actually, right? Or is that Swiss? Red flag with the cross.
Yeah, that's
Swiss. A lot of Swiss athletes, which I mean kind of makes sense because this is like the French Swiss Alps, like that's like right there on the border for those 2 countries. So I mean these are kind of like their stomping grounds, so to speak. They were a lot of the leaders in this one. You know, Franhoven, Alleman, Leoka Melid. I'm probably butchering some of these names. Marco Odermatt, Tengai Neff, all up there. Some of your leaders. I mean, Franjo had 3 golds. Marco 2 silvers and a bronze. Luke 1 gold, 1 silver, 1 bronze. Other skiing events. Let's see, cross country. This is where Johannes just cleaned house. He had 6 golds in all different types of cross country skiing events. Then a lot of this is where you had a lot of some Swedes up there near the top. Iba Andersen and Frida Karlsson with 4 total medals and 3 total. Frida got 2 golds. There's another Swede on here who had 2 gold medals in her head guard. You had Heidi Wang. Poland, she got a bronze, silver, and the gold across different events. Martin Lostorniget had 3 golds or three medals, one of each in this. Yeah, this is where you see a lot of Swedish athletes here. Let's see what are some of the other ones. You had ski jumping. This one was pretty cool. This is where Anna Odine Strum really cleaned house. She had 2 gold medals and a silver in here to lead all athletes. She got a couple of other people with golds, including the Japanese skier Ren Nikidao. I believe that's Ika Prevek, Serbian potentially. 1 gold, 1. This is where my flag knowledge gets tested. Not that great with the flags. And then this on red rectangle on the bottom, white rectangle on the top. Anybody know what country that is? It's Balkan, I believe.
Click on them real quick. I think it'll show it, won't it? Oh, it doesn't even have their player profile.
That's messed up. Like, why don't the Olympic athletes get player profiles? I want to be able to go on and see what this person has done throughout the Olympics and maybe be able to cross-reference this with previous stuff, but ESPN won't allow that. Yeah. Ski jumping, ski mountaineering. I don't even think I caught any of what this is. Not a lot of people took place in this one. Ika Flipovons. I don't even know what flag that is. That's
ski mountaineering.
Yeah. I'll go with ice hockey, though. Well, I mean,
it's just redacted.
I guess so.
Website. They just don't. They just don't.
Because I was trying.
The hockey
obviously,
stat.
I mean, the important thing is Team USA won the gold in both. But I wanted to see where's the.
At least the stats for those gold medal games.
Yeah, that was what I was looking for.
I think the most interesting thing about Olympic hockey that I always forget is that the overtime is 3-on-3 with a goalie.
Yeah.
And that was the main reason that Canada was able to get into the gold medal game. And it was the main reason that the United States was able to win the gold medal game. Because once Jack Hughes got one-on-one, that one-on-one opportunity, it was wraps. They sealed the deal. And he was out there playing with his brother, too. It was Jack and Quinn Hughes. Shout out Minnesota Wild. Quinn Hughes is always sitting on the bench or in the penalty box looking
like he's seen
depressed.
Yeah.
He's got a 1,000-yard stare. But this is probably the most hype we've ever seen that man in his entire life. Playing in this hockey tournament in the Olympics.
Dude, what was wild for the women's hockey, though, is that Switzerland, who went 1-3 in group play, somehow managed to just locked in knockouts to come back and win the bronze in this, which was was sort of wild. They really had to, and they were really like clinging on to a thread when they got the knockouts and somehow came away with the bronze, despite a 1-3 group play record.
Shout out.
Yeah. So
Shout out Switzerland.
Sort of their own miracle on ice. But yeah, we're
I
gonna
know,
go through
right?
the women's game first. That bronze medal match was an overtime thriller. Sorry, apologize. And shout out to Ariane Frankel, who was the goalie for women's hockey most of the tournament. Only gave up 2 goals that whole tournament. And this game, I mean, she had 30 saves in this one on 31 shot attempts.
Dang.
And only 1 goal allowed. That was towards the end of the second period. And then Hillary Knight, very early on in the third period, came in and knotted this thing up before Megan Keller sent it home in overtime with the game winner here.
That place went nuts after that goal. I was lucky. I was taking down some boxes with like dirty dishes in it. I was in the elevator standing and watching the game. Usually my phone never has enough connection in an elevator to watch any type of game live. But I was able to watch the whole final moment standing in that elevator. So that was an awesome game.
Yeah. No, I gotta say, like the both hockey tournaments were fantastic. They didn't disappoint. There was a lot of action, a lot of close games, which again just makes how dominant the women's team was just like that more crazy, because it was pretty
they were winning.
Competitive.
Canada was winning.
Yeah. And just like overall, like during group play and knockouts, like every other country was having some pretty competitive matchups for the most part. But Team USA women's was just 5-0 like everybody. So 35-2 dominant run there. And then the men's hockey ended with Finland getting the bronze. They just demolished Slovakia in the bronze medal game, 6-1. Slovakia made it to the semis and then had a really rough go of it, getting outscored in their final 2 games, 12-3.
Oh my God! Yeah, they lost 6-2.
Finland and USA each put up 6 goals on them.
Oh,
yeah, that was it was brutal. That was after they had a big 6-2 victory over Germany, but then they just ran into. I mean, honestly, like Finland might have had an even better team just in terms of NHL talent than the men's squad, but they ran into Canada. Than the Team USA, but they ran into Canada. And they ended up getting eliminated. But then their bronze medal match, you had Eric Hala scoring 2 goals, Sebastian Aho, Joel Armenia, Roop Hintz, Capo Kako, however you say that, all getting a goal there. And their goalie only giving up 1 goal and 31 shot attempts. It was really good. Then we'll save it for the final bronze medal match, though. We get to Sunday, another 2-1 victory over Canada to secure the gold. Really good back and forth game in this one, too.
Yeah, that was sweet.
Yeah, and I mean, got to give Connor Helbig a ton of credit, man. Guy was under siege in the entire game. So, I mean, it started off Matt Boldy getting the gold with about 6 minutes to go in the first period, and didn't take long for Canada to answer around the 8:16 mark in the second. Cale Makar goes ahead and scores a goal. Then we go on a nearly 2 period run of just no goals getting scored before we get to overtime. And then Jack Hughes, after getting his teeth knocked out, man,
Mm-hmm.
he took a stick directly to the mouth.
Yep.
His teeth were all jacked up. Went ahead and scored the winning goal in this one, dude. But Helbeck was under a barrage, man. He had 41 saves on 42 shot attempts. He was undoubtedly the MVP of this game because I mean, like, Canada was putting some insane pressure on the United States defense lines and on Helbeck himself. So
He's on Edmonton, right?
Connor,
The goalie.
yeah, don't quote me on that. Actually, I don't. I'm blanking on where he plays, but I feel like it is normally for a Canadian team, which is kind of ironic. But I mean, some of the guys that were putting shots on goal. I mean, like McKinnon, he had 6 shots on goal. Macklin Celebrini, he had 6 shots on goal. Sam Bennett got 2 up there. Brad Marchand had 3 shots on goal. Connor McDavid had 2. David Towes, he had 5 shots on goal. Colton Prayock had.
He's on
3.
Winnipeg.
Winnipeg. Okay, see, I was pretty sure it was a Canadian team. I just couldn't remember which one. Yeah, so I mean, like, Helbeck was. I mean, it was like a lot of like the top guys in the world.
Yeah,
a lot of the top hockey players.
Literally, like the best, some of the best
Just-
scorers in the NHL right now.
Yeah, just pelting shots on goals, and he defended them. So, wrapping up what was a really fantastic Winter Olympics. A lot of fun, I have to say. But we'll give a final medal count for everyone here. So, Norway, 41 total with 18 golds, 12 silvers, 11 bronze. United States was second in total medals. They had 33, 12 gold and silver, and 9 bronze. Italy rounded out the top 3, 30 total, 10 gold, 6 silver, 14 bronze. Germany with 26. Japan with 24, France and Switzerland both at 23, Canada getting 21. The Netherlands had 10, but half of those were actually gold medals. They were one of the top teams in terms of total gold medals.
Dang.
So, I mean, when they won, they were like,
Yeah.
they won the big one. Let's see, Sweden, Austria, both of 18. China secured 15. South Korea got 10, and then that's where the double digits end. Like Great Britain, Finland, Australia. Great Britain had 5, along with Slovakia, but Australia and Finland each had 6. Just some of the little smaller countries that got some gold medals too. Latvia secured the silver and the bronze. Georgia, the country of Georgia, got an athlete to secure silver. Estonia, which is in Africa, I believe. It's in a weird spot in Africa, like completely surrounded by South Africa. Managed to get an athlete up there to win the silver. Brazil, not a place you really think of for its cold weather, had
I know.
a gold medalist. Same with Kazakhstan. Bulgaria had 2 bronze medalists. New Zealand.
Okay, Estonia is in Northern Europe.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
I might be thinking of E2. It's the other country starts with an E. Maybe it's like Lithuania.
But yeah, it's right. It's right by Latvia and Lithuania.
Oh, okay. I definitely got it mixed up with that other country. Swear to God, it starts with an E too. Yeah. Kind of some countries it was a little surprising to see not really medal that well was like Poland. Only 4 medals total.
That's
same
the
with, like,
freaking that's the one guy that we were looking at. Was it in figure skating?
oh yeah,
That's the one
that's a
flag that
Polish
we were
flag.
mistaking.
There we go. Belgium, Denmark, like again, like they got cold weather. They're not too far from like
Yeah.
mountain ranges and anything. I expected them to potentially have some more medals, but guess they didn't.
Hey, winter sports athletes, go ahead and move to those countries long enough to get your citizenship, and you might be able to compete in the Olympics for them. You never know. And then you can still compete in the Olympics for the U.S. later.
All right. Well, I think we're gonna go ahead and hit our first short little music break, and then when we come back, folks, we're gonna get into it. We got NBA action. We gotta talk a little bit about the state of the league and and then college hoops. And honestly, even with all the NIL drama and them bringing pro players on, in a much healthier spot. Some fantastic time.
Came from the cave with a mic in hand.
The freshmen are getting it done.
Yeah, I mean, they're bringing in pro players.
The young guy.
We break it all down like overtime.
We're gonna get into all that. So make sure you don't get it.
We don't ride the hype, man. We wrote the quotes. It's no love song, just brains and fire with the flow of a beast and takes much.
Let yourself, let yourself, let yourself, stop swiping right, get yourself right, it's exactly what you do. Not a trickle it down, not a nickel, and they will come to you. Make yourself, yeah. Make yourself, yeah. Quote a phrase, you're a nickel and you're trying to find a dime. It don't make no sense how you spend your time. We're safe and change values, put your heart up on the chill. Rewind and find your mind this time. Drop it and date yourself. Let yourself. Let yourself. Let yourself. Let yourself. Trying to keep lying about who you are and what you've done. If you don't tell the truth about you, then you'll never find the one. Did yourself, yeah. Make a break from the dating scene, get free, get loose. The only one you need to chase is you. Those days are through when you used to do the things that you used to do. You know that it's true. You're the sweetest fruit. So see the truth, brother. When you love yourself, you don't need another lover. Get out, work out, eat out with your friends. Cause time working on yourself, it's time well spent. It's like you threw yourself into the pig pen last time. But don't throw your pearls before swine. Let yourself, yeah. Let yourself. Stop swiping right, get yourself right, it's exactly what you do. Just dream not a trickle it down, not a nickel, and they will come to you. Let yourself, hey, yeah. Let yourself, yeah. Let yourself, self.
Penalty on YOU. Delay of game. 5 seconds before the show. But hey, thanks for watching.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
All righty, everyone. You are looking live at Till the Final Whistle. We're back, and now it's time to kick it into our college hoops section of today's episode. Hey, kicking it over to the women's side first. That dominant UConn team is, are they 30-0 now? I'm looking at Sunday's games. I don't know if they played one on Monday.
They are, as of right now,
29-0.
So they're almost to the
29-0.
31 threshold. How many games do they got left? It's like 36.
I think they have
35, 36. Let's see. Let's count.
No, they only have 2 games left. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
There's 31.
Oh, and then I think it counts conference.
Yeah.
They do. They count the and so
the tournament.
You got to win 3, 4, something like that. It's like 3 or 4 games to win your conference tournament, which does count towards your overall record.
And it does, and then it does count the NCAA tournament record too.
So 2 games left against. Hold on, who was that? It was like Providence and Georgetown.
Georgetown,
St.
St.
Georgetown.
John's.
So yeah,
I mean, they're winnable.
Still annihilating everybody. Their last few matchups, Villanova kind of kept it close. Only a 14-point loss.
Right.
I think that's the second smallest margin of victory they've had besides their win over Michigan.
Right.
All season. So I mean, hang your hat on that, Villanova. And then Providence lost 81-38. So we can't all only lose by 14 points to UConn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Providence didn't put up much of a fight. 81-38. They scored 5 points in the first. It was 21-5 at the end of the first quarter.
They only had 14 points.
Yeah, they had 14 points in 20 minutes of basketball. That's just crazy.
See about the defense. Like they play good defense. And they can just score a bajillion points on you. Yeah,
the second-ranked team, though, UCLA, first outright Big Ten title win, kicking up their 21st in a row against UConn. So they've clinched up their Big Ten right now. Coming in at number 2
at 27-1. Yeah, our top 5 in women's hoops didn't have any movement at all. You've got UConn still sitting at 1, UCLA at 2, South Carolina at 3, Texas at 4, and Vandy at 5. Oklahoma took a big jump up. They went from 11 to 7. Iowa went from 13 to 9. Duke and Ohio State took some losses. They both slid down 3 spots. Michigan State, they jumped up to 15 in the country. West Virginia, kind of looking like an explosive team. They're shooting up in the Big 12 and just in general. They've had some really good victories here of late. So they're looking like a sneaky good team. They jumped up 2 spots as well. But yeah, let's go start recapping the past week in women's hoops.
There's a couple more games. Sunday was full of blowouts, but we'll get to that because there was a few other matchups from last show on the 18th.
So yeah, flashing back to Wednesday, had a couple of top 25 matchups that had some big implications, and this was Ohio State. Part of the reason they slid is they suffered a defeat at conference rival Minnesota. A 13-point victory for the Golden Gophers defending their home court. Jeloni Cambridge had a rather inefficient night going 10-27. 3 turnovers for her. She did still post 23 points. But it was just really, not really anybody that like stood out super on the Gophers. It's just a lot of really solid performances from the starting 5. 9 points or better from everyone. 4 of those players in double digits. You had 2 double-doubles from Sophie Hart, who posted an 18 and 10 stat line on 50% shooting. Then you had Amaya Battle, didn't shoot very well from the field. She was 7-7 up the line, had a 13, 12, and 5 stat line for her. So, yeah, just a good team effort really from Minnesota, and it really just came down to them playing a lot of really good defense on Ohio State. I do like that they got two. I think they're sisters, right? The Jeloni and Kennedy, playing for Ohio State, with Chance Gray. So Eva Watson, pretty fun team there with the Lady Buckeyes got there. But yeah, they just ran into a very motivated Minnesota team, which that's helped them. They were 23rd in the country, but they'll definitely
they're looking to make a
that victory.
good tournament.
And then also the women's Baylor hoops has been struggling a little bit, and they kind of got just like railroaded by Texas Tech Lady Raiders. 31 point
56
blowout, 87-56.
This
one, man. It was it was rough. They shot 18% from 3. They were 36% from the field. You could tell, man, like they very early on they started getting desperate. It was like they just got rattled on the road. Bad shot selection or just rushed shots. Some careless turnovers. I mean, they turned the ball over 21 times. Like they really got flustered. Texas Tech posted 12 steals as a team. And then they were led by Bailey Maupin. She dropped 22. And then Snuda Collins off the bench had 23.
Yeah, Big 12 basketball, men's and women's, it's really competitive. There's like no sure winner in this conference either.
Yeah.
And like UCLA has gone through everybody there and they taken care of business, but there's no one really in the SEC. South Carolina. We'll get
Texas and Vandy are both top 5 too, and LSU is
crazy.
Yeah, the SEC is going to be a bloodbath, but
there's a couple games of South Carolina's over the past week that we just got to explore to kind of show they're just on another level. They like Don Staley's got that team ready to go for the tournament.
I mean, you look at the women's Big 12 standings right now. You've got, just based off of, we're just going to go off a conference record. You've got, I mean, it's really close. Like starting at the bottom with like Kansas and BYU are still right there at like 7 and 9. I mean, Cincinnati's 6 and 10. It's a little far back, but in terms of seeding, but you've got like K-State 8 and 9, Utah 9 and 8, Iowa and Arizona State both 9 and 7, Oklahoma State 10 and 6, Texas Tech 11 and 5, Colorado's 11 and 6, West Virginia's 12 and 4, Baylor's 13 and 4, and TCU is 13 and 5. So some of these teams are obviously there's only like a few games left, so it's a little too late for them, but it's just been like really close. I believe it's the top. They do the top 8 in each conference as well as the men's. Yeah, okay. So you're looking at, I mean, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 6. Iowa State, maybe Utah sneaks in there, but Iowa State up. So I mean, it's a 21 and 7 team, a 22 and 7 team, a 21 and 8 team, 20 and 9, 24 and 5, 22 and 6, 24 and 6, 25 and 4. Like a lot of really good teams that have been really good this season. So that's going to be interesting. Same with the SEC tournament on the women's side.
I'm excited for that.
That was a major win for the Red Raiders there.
Go over to Thursday. Check out South Carolina. And this is the first dismantling that we're going to look at over the week. 8 points in the first quarter from Alabama. in this one.
And then 7.
7 in the fourth. 7 in the fourth.
Don Staley's teams, man, like they get off to really fast defensive starts and then they close strong on defense. And again, it's just like that rotation, man. Like they got girls coming in and just playing super impactful minutes off the bench. I mean, Maddie McDaniel ended up playing 27 minutes in this one, and she didn't start in this game, and she had 10 points, stole a pass as well, 13 steals total as a team. Yeah, they just get it done. Joyce Edwards and Medina Okot both with double doubles. 23 and 12 for Edwards. Okot was 16 and 16.
And look at their efficiency.
Blocked shots. Crazy.
4 blocks and a steal to go with it. Jesus, man. They're 7 for 11 for Okot. Joyce Edwards was 10 of 15. Right. Holy crap.
Like really their one thing where they're not very good is they aren't like a super explosive 3-point team. A lot of their 3-point offense comes from like Tessa Johnson. And in this game, she just was off. She was 1 of 8 from 3. So that, I mean, like you kind of want to try to run her off the line, but again, like they turn defense into offense, which is their style of play. I don't have their points off of turnovers here. Yeah, 23 points off of turnovers in this one.
Jeez.
And then they just play bully ball in the paint. 44 points in the paint to just 20. So, I mean, right, like it's just it's like it's not just one player. Like they're just like a great epitome of team basketball.
It's a unit.
Yeah.
Every year, it's a unit. The power of friendship.
Right.
I mean, they're going to be they're going to have their 1 seed, obviously, and they're going to be one of those teams later on like this. They're going to be somebody you got to watch out for.
Oklahoma that same day took down the Georgia Bulldogs on the road for a big road victory that helped them jump up a lot in the standings and helps them tremendously in terms of just getting some comfortability now to make it into the SEC tournament. And that was a major loss for Georgia. They really needed that win. I think they're just out of it right now. 1, 2, 3, 6. Yeah, they're just out of it with Alabama above them, which they don't get to play anymore. So they do have 1 victory over Alabama.
This was just the Aaliyah Chavez game for Oklahoma. 27 points, 4 boards, 5 assists, 2 steals, and a block. Got to the line for 8 shots, too.
9 of 17. Pretty efficient night for her, too. I mean, like the rest of her team, like Reagan Beers didn't really take a lot of shots. You look at like Peyton Verhulst and Sahara Williams.
Sahara's just having an off night.
Yeah, 4
it
of
was
15,
one of those nights.
3 of 12. So, like, she wasn't getting a ton of efficiency. Brooklyn Stewart off the bench was 1 of 7. Like, she was definitely the most efficient for her team. They really weathered the storm. Like, everyone else kind of struggling on the road, but that was just like a play, like just stepping up and kind of putting the team on your shoulders.
It was a battle, though. Looking at the other side, Mia Woolfolk on the other side for Georgia had 29 points. Nobody else in the starting lineup even got above 15. It was an off night from Danny Carnegie, 5 of 17, 1 of 5 from 3 in this one. So I mean, it was just a one-on-one battle.
And then another big SEC top 25 matchup, LSU and Ole Miss squaring off. Tigers, they go in there, get a good road victory. Malaysia Fawiley didn't start in this one, but led the team with 26 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocked shots. So again, just an all-around super impactful game. 10 of 18, was 5 of 6 at the line Felicia Johnson gave you a good 18-5-3. Then on the flip side, you had Cody McMahon, or I think that's how you say her name. Yeah, she scoring 25, but wasn't really able to contribute a whole lot in terms of assists and rebounds, and went 8 for 25. So the Floasia and Malaysia, those two really just showing out like they've been for a while for the LSU Tigers. Got a big victory there. Friday, not a lot happened. We'll skip over that day. Saturday, also not
Another
super
kind of chill day.
eventful, but West Virginia, a dominant 72-40 victory over Oklahoma State, who's 21-8, like a pretty good team in the Big 12. And they held them to 5 points in the third quarter, and they didn't allow more than 12 points in any of the quarters in that game. So an incredibly dominant performance there. And then Texas Tech, after their big upset, goes into Boulder and lost to CSU. So that was CU rather, which is a big win for the Buffaloes. But Sunday was where a lot of the action was.
It was a lot of freaking blowouts and dominant victories.
Yeah, this is where we saw a lot of the top seeds kind of flex their muscles. So we'll just run down some of the blowout scores first. So obviously Oklahoma, they smashed Providence. UCLA smashed Wisconsin. South Carolina dumped on Ole Miss.
That's what I'm saying. They're doing this and dominating against top 25
85-48.
matchups against top teams in their conference. So
Ole Miss had 16 points in the first quarter. Then they proceeded to score 9, 9, and 14. So they just got, man, like you get rattled behind that home crowd. South Carolina definitely wants like a top seed, so they get to host the first 2 rounds. Because God, that is a tough place to play. I mean,
oh yeah,
role players get shook in there behind the crowd's energy, and then the team defense. I mean, bro, 18 of 68 shooting for Ole Miss, 3 of 17. Pack it up, man. Dominant victory there from South Carolina.
Texas beat down on Mississippi State, 92-42.
This was kind of a shocking big win for Iowa, man. A defensive struggle, and I count this as an 18-point blowout, 62-44 over number 6 ranked Michigan.
That moves them up to second place in the Big Ten after that win. And we were talking about her last week, man. Ava Hayden had a freaking weekend. She's already averaging a double-double, and she's added about 3 more of those since last week's show.
2 double-doubles in this game. One from Ava Hayden, 24 and 10. Going 11 of 17 from the field with 2 steals and 2 blocked shots as well. Then you had Hannah Stolke, 11 points, 12 boards, 7 assists. So she was kind of close to a triple-double. And, I mean, dude, for how defensive of a game it was, like not a lot of free throws, only 9 between both teams combined. So they were really letting them play in Carver Hawkeye Arena.
Oh my gosh. LSU.
Yeah.
108-55 against Missouri.
That was
holy crap.
Total annihilation of Mizzou.
Malaysia, Full Wiley, 22 and 11, 3 blocks. My goodness.
Yeah. You had 3 girls post a double-double in this one. Michaela Williams had 12 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, and 4 steals as well. Then you also had Zakiya Johnson, 17 points, 10 rebounds, or 14 rebounds, rather. 8 steals and 7 blocked shots for the LSU defense.
This is where it
on
gets
defense.
exciting, though. 2 top 10 teams shocked. LSU, 2-point loss to Virginia at home, 74-72. And then Duke, 53-51 loss on the road in Clemson. Man, those are your top 2 ACC teams pretty much right there. 2 top 10 teams taking a loss back to back.
Yeah, big hit for the ACC there. Especially the Duke and Louisville were both leading there. So that was Duke's first conference loss.
Oh,
and Virginia, pretty, they're 19-8. They're going to make the SEC tournament, so not too shocking for them to lose to Louisville. But and Clemson also, they're right there on the cusp. Like they're fighting, I think, with Notre Dame for that last spot. So that was actually a super major win for Clemson there. That's going to really give them a good shot. So like not Virginia, nor Notre Dame might not make it.
Ohio State, good bounce back win against USC, 88-33. Jelani Cambridge coming back with a 33-piece game. And a bounce back from some losses that they had, getting upset on the road in Minnesota. It was a good bounce back win for them.
And some other top 25 matchups. Michigan State with a pretty dominant road victory over Minnesota, 75-61. You had an absolute shootout between Oklahoma and Tennessee, 100-93. The Sooners take it. Regan Beers with 18 and 18. That was an unreal stat when I first saw that. I was like, she had 18 and 18. But then you had Aaliyah Chavez, 21 points, 3 and 4 in this one. Sahar Williams, 22 and 9, 4 assists as well. So, and I mean, like that was Zaya Van and Peyton Verlhurst also scoring 15 and 17 respectively. So I mean, like the whole Sooners starting 5. That's what can make Oklahoma dangerous, is like their whole starting 5 is shooting well and like their offense is flowing. I mean, like they can put up 110 pretty easily. So they're scary like that. And another big SEC matchup, Vandy holds off Kentucky in a thriller, 81-79, and Michaela Blake's went nuclear in this one. 35 points. She had 5 boards, 3 assists, and 2 steals in this one as well. She was just pouring it on. Hit 3 threes as well. Got 20 from Aubrey Galvan off the bench as well. Her and Ava Black ended up really filling in a lot of the minutes in this one. Jada Brown, Menawata were both kind of banged up going into this one and didn't really play a lot of minutes. Like neither one of them got to 10 minutes in this game. So like it's a really great performance from Kentucky's starting 5. Every player hit double digits, 10 or more points, but nobody was able to get above 17. Clara Stack leading the way with that. So, I mean, this was Blake's, for the most part, obviously 20 from Galvan really helps, but 35, man, like she was just too much for the Wildcats to handle that night. Then we get to Monday to kind of round off our...
It was more chill day.
Recap. Yeah,
more chill day.
Gets a 80-54 victory over K-State and Georgia.
Check out tonight, though. Huge Big Ten matchup. Michigan going to play Ohio State in Value City Arena. Ohio State's got the home favorite here. I mean, this could really bounce them back into the top 10. 13-8 matchup in the Big Ten. That's really your headliner for the evening.
Right. The next day, you've got a couple of really big SEC battles between some top 25 schools. Alabama right now barely clinging on to the 8th spot. And so every win really matters. They got to go to Vanderbilt, though, on Thursday night to play the Commodores. And then Georgia, another team they're right on Alabama's heels, hoping Bama loses, but then they have to go defeat the Longhorns in Austin, Texas. Gonna be some tough asks there, but two teams that are fighting for their life to make that SEC tournament. Friday night, you got Princeton taking on Dartmouth. That's
there we go
for top 25 action.
Is Friday night just all when they want to air all the Ivy League games?
I guess. I don't know.
They got Princeton in the top 25 for women's. Yeah.
I feel like that Friday is just like the day they like to take off. They don't want to try to compete with the Amazon Prime on the NBA. That's just like that's its own separate streaming apps. I think the thought process is that there aren't going to be like a lot of people that could flip back and forth, not leaving Prime to go watch something else and then try and come back. Saturday, you got Michigan playing Maryland. That's a huge top 25 matchup. Michigan maybe could be coming off of a loss.
They're in the gauntlet part of their schedule right now. Yeah. They're in a tough section.
Final 2 or final 3 games. Final 2 games are against Ohio State and Maryland. Yeah, I mean their final stretch. They had UCLA, got a break with Northwestern, then they had to play Michigan State, Iowa, Ohio State, and then Maryland. That's to round off the end of their year. Not a very favorable final stretch, I'll say. So that'll be 12:30 on Fox Saturday. Big matchup there for them, for both teams, really. And then you're going to have on Sunday, Alabama's hosting Texas. You've got Duke and North Carolina, Ohio State, Michigan State, South Carolina, Kentucky. All of those top 25 matchups as we end off the regular season. You'll have Notre Dame going to Louisville. Who knows if they'll be that game could have major implications just for Notre Dame to make the ACC tournament. TCU and Baylor squaring off. Another top 25 matchup there. Georgia could be fighting for their life against hosting the Florida Gators. Yeah, there'll be a lot of crucial matchups those days. So that's what's coming up for women's hoops to end off the season. Let's jump over to the men's, though, where we're going to take a look at the top 25 first, because there is a new team atop the hill, the Duke Blue Devils.
I think they should have been there a long time ago, honestly. I think we've been overthinking them.
They needed that signature win against another top 5 school.
We've been overthinking them.
And they got it, though. I mean, they were definitely deserving. I think that was the only thing that was maybe keeping them out for me, was they just needed that one signature victory against a top a top 5 school. And they got it in the DC showcase against Michigan. Michigan only drops down to 3. I mean, that was a really close matchup. You can't justify dropping them any further than 3. They're still a top 5 team, top 4 team in the country. Arizona jumps back into the 2 spot. Iowa State right now hanging at 4. Houston has had a rough stretch, man. They've lost 3 in a row.
They're on a rough go.
Yeah, I mean, it was a gauntlet, man. They had in Iowa State, Arizona team that was coming off of 2 losses came in there and beat them, and then they had to go to Kansas to the field house and play the Jayhawks, and they lost that one as well. So they've dropped down to 5. UConn's there at 6. The Gators are surging up. They've jumped up
They're-
5 spots. Alex Condon's balling for Florida, man.
Their rebound this season.
He might be the second best forward in the country behind Cam Boozer right now, like the way he's playing.
He does some serious freaking bounce too, man. He's a really athletic, and he's got some springy legs, man. It's like go gadget legs on that dude. And that guy, Xavier Lee kid that they got from that Ivy League school, I think he was on Princeton or something, or like Yale last year, but he's not too bad. He's not having a terrible year. They just had to figure it out.
Right.
They got in a good rhythm.
Right. I think they just like Walter Clayton was a big part of that team's identity. I think they just had to they were kind of feeling it out and trying to establish a new identity built more around their bigs rather than the guard play. I mean, now that they got it going, man, they look scary good. They could be the team to win it all in the SEC. I mean, they surge into the top there. They're 12-2 in the conference. So, I mean, certainly you've got Alabama, Arkansas, Vanderbilt still looking really good in there. Kentucky could be sneaky, but yeah, I mean, I'm looking more and more likely like Florida wins the SEC.
Yeah.
Let's see any other major moves. Purdue, rather Gonzaga jumps up 2 spots. Virginia jumping all the way up to number 3. Kansas did kind of fall a bit. They dropped down to 6. I mean, the loss to Cincinnati is pretty bad. The loss to Iowa State's not terrible. They got a good rebound victory against Houston. I think that's too harsh of a drop because the Darren Peterson drama is a lot, but I don't like this is still a very good team with or without him.
Yeah. Like that's a whole different issue, and I feel like a lot of people are making it a lot more than it has to be by just kind of just watching his every move like a hawk. I mean, like there is moments, like there was literally a time in that Cincinnati game where he turned the ball over because he was asking to get subbed out in the middle of a live ball. We're like, you know, I get it, but like we don't.
Yeah.
I don't feel like anyone aside from like nobody on that team is really worried about that. I feel like they usually always come ready to play. Like you're saying, with or without him, they're still a really good team.
I mean, you can make the argument they're better without him. I mean,
yeah.
They won plenty of games without him. He hasn't been super available all season. Kind of a really
beat Arizona without him.
From the Cincinnati game of like him walking, back down towards the where his team is huddled up. Both teams are huddled and he's just kind of not there. Like the Cincinnati team's huddled up and then the rest of his team's huddled, but like he's not there. He's just walking back from the half court line. It was kind of like, just sort of symbolic where like he's there, but like it's not like he's part of the team. He's still an incredibly talented player. One of the like most elite scoring prospects the NBA is going to see.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just like, an ego thing where it's like he doesn't pass the ball, but he is only averaging like 1.5 assists a game, which makes me like kind of question his playmaking ability, but he could just be that he's trying to put together highlights and stats for himself. I'm not too sure how I feel about that, but it does make me a little nervous. Nebraska's on a bit of a skid too. They've dropped back 3 spots. Alabama shot up 8 spots since the last ranking. BYU jumped up 4 spots. Tennessee jumped back into the top 25, up 4 spots. St. Louis, Louisville, and Vandy all skidding back. St. Louis 5 spots back. Vandy's barely in the top 25 anymore. They're dropped back 6 spots, and Louisville dropped back 3. Now let's get into let's start recapping Pretty hectic week in men's hoops as well.
Oh yeah, we had some haymakers were thrown in these conferences.
So
I mean, some
Arizona,
teams got back up
yeah.
to their spot. They had some bounce back wins.
Wednesday, Arizona again put together just a complete team effort. AJ Diabantis 35 points, just and it was a pretty inefficient 35. I mean, honestly, the 13-28, like it was
Jaden Bradley
forcing them to do a lot of shot chucking. Big
Jaden
victory
Bradley
here.
really figured out how to guard him.
And I mean, Arizona's been they had a 2-game skid, then they got back on it with 2 big ranked victories, and then they took down Baylor. And they, without Koa Pete, that's the thing. They haven't had Koa Pete, and they went through a bit of a rough slide where I mean, like, you only lost 2 games, and then you went back and immediately started winning. So yeah, they're gonna be all right.
Took them out of their comfortable ride out to the 1 seed, you know.
Dude,
but
Karchenkov has just been
he's clutch, man.
Making some major plays for him, dude.
Karchenkov is a beast.
Yeah, he kind of balled out in this Arizona game, 18-7, dude. He was going insane. And he was also tearing up Houston.
The real breakout player recently
Saturday.
from Saturday, especially, was Anthony Del Orso. That dude was a straight up hero.
Del Orso's been just
on that Saturday night game. They didn't have Koa Pete. The leading scorer was sick with the flu and only had 7 points. And then both of your big men, Mo Krivas and Toby Owaka, both fouled out. Pretty sure before even the second half.
Yeah.
So Karchenkov is out there.
I thought he got hosed. I really think it was what was it called? I think it was he blocked a Kingston Fleming dunk attempt. And dude, it was like ESPN immediately deleted the footage.
Yep.
I was like, because I watched that live and I was like, they called that a defensive foul. And I was like, oh, what? That looked like all ball. I'm like, you got to give me the replay. Never got to see the replay of that.
Nothing.
And I was like,
moved on.
They didn't challenge. They kicked him out. I was like, really, dude? That looked like all ball. So I think he got hosed on that dunk there. But yeah, dude, Del Orso hooping off the bench.
He was a beast, man. He had 22 off the bench. They 8 for 14, and was really the only 3-point shooter on this team. He'll come out with and just do the most random isolation step back 3, and it's cash every time. It's like spot up, catch and shoot threes. That's 50-50 for him. But if he gets a one-on-one opportunity, man.
He made 2/3 of Arizona's 3-point attempts.
Yep.
2 out of their 3.
And his defense as well. He had 4 steals.
Yeah, dude, he was
the way that he just plays in the lane.
Dude.
Anytime a guard or any player on the other team with the ball has their back turned to him, he stands directly in the passing lane in between the ball and his man. So right as they try to turn around and pass the ball, he's there to jump and get that pass. And that's how sometimes it doesn't always work for Arizona, because they'll gamble for a few steals. It won't go well. They'll miss the ball, and then it leads out to a wide open lane, a wide open shot for their guy. Dude, but when it works and when they're getting a lot of steals and playing in those lanes and just predicting passes, they have a really, really astounding defense. And they can run up the score on you, score 100 points without even shooting over 5 threes.
I got to say, depending on where Houston gets seated, I got to see what their bracket path looks like. I mean, I think that the deepest they might go is the Sweet 16. I mean, they could lose in the round of 32 if they don't get a favorable draw. The past 3 games, they've played some pretty smothering defenses that play pretty similar to them. And I mean, they just have no shot creation.
Yep.
At all. It's painful.
Check this out.
Well, that Arizona game, I think they went like almost 10 minutes without a made shot from the
It
field.
was 10 and a half minutes.
Okay, yeah.
Before they went on a final little run before CD Gaye got that huge block. It's literally CD Gaye's only stat line. He played 8 minutes and got 1 block and a personal foul. And it was probably the biggest block in the game because it ended a run by Houston that was about to put him back in the game. But Chris Sinak Jr. was 4 of 11 in this game and was 0 for 5 from 3. And even Emmanuel Sharp was 2 for 11 and 2 for 8 from 3. And their leading scorer freshman, Kingston Flemings, only 17. I mean, this Arizona defense really just kind of had something to prove.
He shot
against
6
Houston.
for 17 too in this one.
Yeah.
It was like the buckets were just tough to come by, man. So, yeah, I'm really concerned about Houston just in general. I mean, I think they're going to need to get like a lucky, like kind of some easy tune-up games in rounds 1 and 2 to get some confidence, or else they might get like they're going to get. They just don't really have a great point guard, man. Like they can just get you.
There's
you
not
match
really
them
a
in
lot of shot
physicality on
creation.
defense, and you kind of just run them off the floor. They just can't. They just cannot operate out of a half-court set. It's kind of tough to watch sometimes.
Outside of Kingston Flemings, I feel like they don't really have that many guys that are going to create their own shot when they have to.
Nah.
When you play a defense or you play a team that has a pretty solid defense like Kansas and Arizona, there's going to be a lot of moments where you just have a broken play and late in the shot clock, get something up. That's the best look you think you're going to get. And you go up and shoot it. Those are the teams that you got to be your most efficient against.
Yeah. All right. I do want to bring it just back to Wednesday real quick. There were 2 big upsets. UConn lost at home to Creighton, and that was pretty shocking. And then Vanderbilt got kind of caught in a trap in Missouri. They lost to the Tigers. But then we also had the game of the year.
This was nuts.
I don't know if I can. That's a bold claim because there was a lot of fantastic games, but I don't know if I can think of a better game this season than Alabama versus Arkansas.
This was
Holy
nuts.
crap. I thought BYU Arizona was going to be the highlight of the night, but man, I missed the entire first half of that game because I was locked in to the double overtime here, bro.
Yep.
First of all, Darius Acuff. Man, I thought he was going to go for 50 in this one. Another fantastic freshman this season. 49 points on 16 to 27 shooting. 5 and 5 on his other stat lines here. Also got a steal and a block in this one. And Arkansas rather, was going into this game. They only had like 7 guys that were part of their normal rotation all year. And
they
so
had
then
a lot of injuries.
Those guys, they got to like, people just started fouling out. So you had, let's see, it was Malik Ewan, and I think it was, Zafic only got in for 1 minute, but was it Carl? Yeah, it was Carlo Wata who had to play some meaningful minutes with, like those 2 guys combined had played for 36 minutes all year combined.
Like, geez.
Ewan had played 21 minutes all year, and Jaden had like 16 or 15, something like that. So, yeah, Acuff, he played for 50 minutes. They lost Nick Pringle kind of early. Malik Thomas, Billy Richmond ended up fouling out. DJ Wagner, but like those guys all played some incredible games. And then it was Ewan that missed the putback dunk that would have sent it to triple overtime. He just wasn't able to get it off the Acuff miss. And it makes you think like if they had one of their normal bigs out there who had been playing all year, like would he have been able to execute that a little bit? Because it was tough. He had to come kind of flying in from an awkward angle. But it was doable. He just wasn't able to put it down. But 24 from Malik Thomas, 20 for Billy Richmond. They each had 6 rebounds as well. Yeah, there's fantastic game from guys on the Razorbacks, but Phylon, LeBaron Phylon of Alabama, not to be outdone. He had 35, 2 and 7. But I think I want to talk about the guy who I think was the most impactful player. That was Aiden Sherrill. 26 points, 13 rebounds. This guy had some monster O boards, just some huge offensive putbacks, and and just some really tough buckets, like some smothering, swarming defense. And he just bigger, stronger, was able to go up and put it in the hoop. So this is like one of the few times I'd like, if you didn't get to watch this game, I would just go back if you could find a replay of this game and just watch it. And it was
definitely,
it was special.
It was a game.
So that was Wednesday, this kickoff for week. Thursday,
it was a chill night.
Yeah, pretty chill night. Same thing with Friday. Miami of Ohio took down Bowling Green. That was the big highlight to stay unbeaten. They're 27-0 now. We get to Saturday. We talked a little Arizona
Houston.
And Houston.
Can't forget about the biggest game.
This was the biggest game of going into this, and honestly, close candidate for game of the year. Lot less points than the Alabama-Arkansas game, but Duke and Michigan, neutral site, Edward Jones Capital Showcase at the Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. And man, it didn't disappoint. The star forwards for each team, Yaxel Lindenberg and Cam Boozer, both showed out in this one. 21 and 7, 2 block shots for Lindenberg. You had 18, 10, and 7 with 2 blocked shots for Cam Boozer. Ngungba.
If there's really a guy in this,
11 and 6. I think he was.
Yeah.
And I mean, he had 2 blocks, but he impacted a lot of shots in this one as well. Duke, one of the few teams I've seen this year that like doesn't look like they're just outsized by Michigan, which I mean, Duke's got a lot of size there too.
They don't lack in size, but I think John Shire's got him in this new kind of physical form. They play a lot more physical basketball than we've seen the last few seasons. I just like how much better defensively this team was than it was last year, especially against top opponents like this one. I mean, this was a neutral site, but you're still playing against the number 1 team in the country. One of the best forwards, one of the best scoring forwards, best offensive rebounding teams that you're probably going to face all year. And you got it done, man. I think Cameron Boozer, if there's any other player besides AJ that could go and be a one and done, it's him. Because I think he could easily be molded. And there's some parts of his game that obviously everyone could work on, but he's a 3-level scorer, 6'9", 250. He's a good defender, goes up and gets blocks. He can step out. He's laterally quick enough to get out on the perimeter and get out there and guard out there on the outside. And I mean, his scoring, it's very simple on how he finishes and how he gets to the basket. It's always a quick move, like nothing too flashy. A Euro floater layup over the bigger defender when he gets to the second level in the paint. I mean, he's really got a lot more upside than AJ, I feel like.
Dude, I saw a mock where it was like the Pacers ended up with the number 3 pick and they draft him.
That's a steal. I feel like he's number 1 right now.
The most disgusting lineup next year.
That's a
Halliburton.
I'm a Pacers fan already.
Nembhard.
Like, holy crap.
You'd have Halliburton, Nembhard as your backcourt. And then your front court, Boozer at small forward, Siakam at power forward, and Zubac at center. That could easily be the best starting 5 in the NBA next year. That's
nuts.
Oh my God. Could you have,
especially if they get him at the
with
third
Zubac, Siakam and Boozer to work with in the front court.
We already saw Zubac with James Harden. Now we got Zubac with
Tyrese is
Halliburton. It
the
is going
best
to elevate him
playmaking point
to the
guard
next level.
in the league. So I can't. I was already hyped for that. If
He's
they
going to
somehow
elevate
get-
Boozer. That's going to make Boozer even
Right.
that much better.
and that's why
Oh man,
we'll get into Adam Silver here in just a second. But like they seem to be going after the Pacers. Like, man, like they like have like this crusade against them about them tanking. Like it's like, and like some of the rule changes seem like specific that they're theorizing seem specific to punish them. And I'm like, it's not Indiana's fault that their star guard tore his ACL or blew out his Achilles in Game 7 of the NBA Finals, and then their second best player left
the team.
Like that's
their leading scorer last night. HG was Micah Potter.
right. Like
that dude averages 8, 4, and 1, and probably shouldn't even be getting minutes in the league.
They just they were in the finals. They were ahead of schedule. They could have been on the path to returning, and then injuries and free agency just went completely in the opposite direction. They're going to just suck for a year, try to get a good pick, and then go right back to competing. Like, they're not – like, they just got unlucky. It's like, why do they have to get punished because they just had, like –
and they traded away Ben Mathurin as well.
Yeah.
So, looking at their depth.
Like, they're making moves for the future, but, like, this – like, we all knew after Halliburton went down that, one, they probably weren't winning the finals and that their whole next season was cooked.
Yeah.
They don't deserve to get punished for that because their best player blew his Achilles in Game 7 of the finals. Let him get healthy. You can't rush that comeback. They're going to be a top 3 team in the East next year. I guarantee it.
I don't understand what this whole thing is as well, with like thinking that teams are going to try harder to make their team look like a good place for them to have their NBA career be. If they eliminated the NBA draft and just had people that wanted to go into the league join a free agency pool at the end of each season, I'm like, dude, that's the thing with these teams. That's the thing with the teams that genuinely suck, and teams like the Indiana Pacers. Their front office is horrible. And even if there was no draft, and even if they had to genuinely try as hard as possible to make their team look like it was a good home for them to have a prosperous NBA career and have a good resume and, become one of those people that you talk about as one of the greats of all time, then there's just certain teams in this league that still can't do that with or without the draft because of who is in their front office. And it seems like sometimes they're genuinely just only trying to have a few guys that fill up seats and just make as much money as possible off of a few things, even though they're bad. It's like there's differences, and there's a night and day difference between a really good team in the NBA and a really bad team.
That's been like the Chicago Bulls, business philosophy for like the past 7 years. Like
ever since the freaking,
they've finally seen the start.
Yeah. Ever since the play-in. Ever since the play-in started, the Bulls are like, yeah, we want to be there every year. And then the next season, we're going to try it again. And then next year, we're going to try it again.
Except then they don't even make the playoffs.
Yeah. I feel like this year, they're like, man, we're not even going to make the play-in. We got to give it up and try to rebuild.
Well, dude, then one of the reasons Silver is going so hard against tanking is because gambling companies are getting mad that teams tanking are affecting bets. But dude, he's just a shill for the gambling companies.
He really is, but he's going to ban his players.
Dude, he's so
this guy.
greedy. He is
freaking Dracula. Freaking got Nosferatu running the NBA.
He might be the worst commissioner in all the big four
Literally
sports right now. I don't know. He's what he's doing. The health of the game is, for how exciting games can be against some of the good teams. Like you've just got teams that have been perpetually stuck in purgatory for almost decades, dude.
It's been since they freaking existed.
Hornets and Wizards have barely been relevant. The Nets have barely been relevant. The Magic, man, this is like the most relevant they've been in like a long time. And even then, they're kind of struggling to even like stay out of the play-in. Utah, I mean, dude, like ever since the Malone and Stockton days, I mean, they haven't really. I mean, they had Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. Then, like since then, they've just been in a pit. Memphis just can't ever really seem like they just can't seem to sustain success for a long time.
They had,
dude. I mean, like
they
New
had a 1-year
Orleans
run.
has landed two what seems like two generational type of prospects in the draft, and Anthony Davis and Zion Williamson, and then neither of those guys could ever stay healthy in their time there. AD still can't stay healthy, always damaged.
Let's just see the Pelicans' all-time record.
That's got to be abysmal.
Because I know when they first moved to New Orleans, the owner of the team, 852 wins and 991 losses. When they first moved to New Orleans, the owner of the team, he had to have cursed them. Opening night, the very first game, he promised a victory and he promised an NBA championship that season. And man, had the Pelicans been awful ever since he said those words out of his mouth. They won the game that night. They won their first ever game in New Orleans. But
good for them.
Yeah. It's like they've been cursed.
Yeah, he might have cursed them. That's kind of crazy.
He promised an NBA championship in the first year of their existence in New Orleans.
I think
goodness.
The last little thing we'll have for the NBA before we look ahead into the week of college hoops, then we'll go to the team builder. I think the best way to fix the tanking, at least, you have the lottery.
The lottery has to stop sucking.
Or I feel like potentially drop the lottery, or if you keep it, you do it at the All-Star weekend. But that just puts teams in a standing where after All-Star break, wins and losses flip. And so, like, if you get drawn first in the lottery, obviously it's going to take more losses for you to drop. And like, if you end up at the bottom, you're going to need more wins to get up there. But that way, like, okay, like you can have a situation where it's like, oh, the Mavericks got the number one pick. But like, hey, while the Jazz got really hot down the stretch, they won a bunch of games, and because of that, like, you have points where like a loss takes away points, wins give you a point. And so, like, hey, maybe if you get the number one pick, you start like 20 points ahead of everybody else. And then
kind of boost your odds a little bit.
Ahead of like the next person, maybe. Or 20 might be a lot, just depending on how they do the point system. That would probably need to be fine-tuned. But then it's like, wow, like, oh, this team had this pick, had the number one pick, but they dropped some games, and this team that was really bad all season figured something out, and instead of throwing games and losing them late, they found some ways to clutch up and win some victories. And now these guys are like, hey, we put together a little something to end the season. We moved our draft pick up. Like, now we're going to get to bring in like a really good young prospect. Like,
that's fair.
I don't know. I think that's the best way. Like, that'll stop your tanking. Is like, you got to just like
good example right
be
now.
Be bad until the All-Star break, and then time to get competitive. You know,
a good example of that I'd say is the Hornets. I think they've won 9 straight right now. Yeah. They're on a pretty solid streak. Brandon Miller's looking like he can dunk on anyone in the league. So they're on a little run. The NBA is in a pretty weird state. It always finds itself to be in like some weird, like the weirdest drama every single season.
It's regular season. There can be some really peak matchups, but like it's just kind of like all over the place. And as like a fan, if you don't have a ton of money, it just feels like your viewing experience is limited. Really, but once they get to the playoffs, like
that's when it becomes
like
amazing.
the NBA playoffs man, like they
It's
might
on
be the
another
best
level,
playoffs
dude.
in all of sports. I'm sorry, like they're just so good.
It's on another level.
Like it's really tough to top that, but it is then also simultaneously very difficult for it to for people to get into it sometimes in the regular season, which I understand because it's like, man, like you're like, I can't afford to pay for league pass or whatever to get out of market games or non-nationally televised games. And you look at like who are the games tonight, you're like, man, I don't want to watch these two teams play. Like I want to see this game. And it's like,
Yeah. You're like, bro, what the heck is this?
right. So or like if there would just be something like that could kind of like bounce you around like red zone, because obviously there would be a lot of games going on simultaneously. And
So I'm glad I at least have Peacock. NBC's at least got the Big Ten network. I've been at least, some subscriptions out there at least give you a conference that has all their games on to watch. So, I mean, that there is like some benefit, but like you're saying, if you don't got enough money to pay for all those, I know I don't got. I'm not trying to pay for Hulu, Peacock. They all got the same shows on it anyways, except for what's live.
all right, well, we got 20 minutes. I'm going to kind of speed run what's coming up for college hoops because that's where a lot of our drama is. The season's coming to a close.
March Madness is right
March
here.
Madness is getting there.
It's right around the corner.
Best tournament in all of college sports, IMO, really. It's really, high level championship basketball, man. The drama's there. So, speaking of Peacock, they're going to have UConn St. John's tonight. Massive Big East showdown there. UConn hosting that one. On Thursday, Peacock again has a massive showdown between Michigan State and Purdue, rather, at Mackey Arena. So Boilermakers looking to defend home court.
Okay.
Friday, Miami of Ohio looks to stay unbeaten, and then Michigan, huge road test.
Yeah,
going
they're in the gauntlet, bro.
In Illinois. Let's see. Their final few games are sort of tough. They're going to have to go to Illinois, to Iowa, and then host Michigan State. Okay, Iowa's not really that big of a threat. Sorry, Iowa Hawkeye fan. I don't think Michigan's shaking too much about that one. But Illinois, Michigan State, that's a tough stretch. And I mean, that's going to be a tough place to play. That arena is going to be bumping on Friday night.
Oh yeah.
Saturday.
It's all ACC and all Big 12 action looking like, and some Big East.
Duke hosting Virginia. Massive ACC showdown to start our season there. And I think that could potentially influence who has the number one seed in the ACC tournament. Yeah, I think it would. That would tie their records. And I believe if each team wins out, the winner of that game would probably get it. So Duke might be able to lock up that one seed in the ACC if they win that. Kansas and Arizona are squaring off again. It's too sad JT Toppin's out for the year. That would have Iowa State hosting Texas Tech. Feels like it's going to be I mean, Texas Tech is still pretty good. Got some real dogs there, but it's just like Toppin was like a guy. He was averaging averaging like 25 and 13 or something this season. Like he was.
It sucks that he tore his ACL, and you know who else tore his ACL? Freaking Richie Saunders, dude.
Yeah, dude, that was killer for the Cougs, man. So maybe Texas Tech can make a statement and shock some people, taking on the number 4 team in the country. Tennessee crept their way back into the top 25. They got a big showdown here against Alabama. Could jump them potentially in the seeding, which for the ACC tourney. Let's see what else we got going on this day. Arkansas playing Florida. That'll be a fantastic matchup.
All right.
At 6:30 there. We go Sunday. Nothing real too exciting going on. So we'll jump ahead to Monday. Big Monday. Iowa State, Arizona. That's the game right there, man. Whew. I mean, Duke's go to play a scrappy NC State team. So that could be a potential upset there. but you're looking at number 4 versus number 2.
Ooh.
Massive matchup, 7 p.m. Mountain Time on ESPN Monday night. And Tuesday, Miami of Ohio look to stay unbeaten. Nothing. There'll be some solid matchups. You got like Cincinnati, BYU. Could be a trap game. Clemson, North Carolina, Texas Tech, TCU. Not as definitely not as exciting as Monday, but and we'll talk next Wednesday. We'll talk about some of those matchups there. But yeah, that's what we got coming up for college hoops. But we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna save the last 15 minutes to show you our new team building.
Take a quick music break first.
Oh, gotcha.
Go on our one final break before.
We'll do. We'll be right back.
On the front lines we stand side by side, with courage and strength that we won't let slide. Through the chaos, our hearts beat as one. Each brother's a soldier, into battle we run. When the shots ring out, we won't back down. In the silence of loss, we'll wear our crown. We are soldiers, brothers in arms. Through fire and fury, we weather the storms. In unity, forged through the blood that we shed. Together we stand, living for the dead. Each step we take through the mud and the pain, memories linger like the echoes of rain. We fight for the fallen, our spirit won't break. In honor we carry their names in our wake. Though the cost is high, our bonds grow tight. In the darkest of hours we'll shine our light. We are soldiers, brothers in arms. Through fire and fury we weather the storms. In unity, forged through the blood that we've shed. Together we stand, living for the day. With every heartbeat, we carry their name. In the brotherhood force, you'll never be the same.
I'm putting together a special team.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are looking live at Till the Final Whistle, and we've got a little new addition to team building exercise on this episode. This is NFL Perry Pick'em, and
NBA as well. So
got NBA mode on here.
I'll show you kind of how this works. So down here, it gives you a team. What we're doing is we are trying to score as high as possible, picking players that have, and for the NBA, it's
Points.
PRA, which is their an average, a season-long average in terms of like fantasy basketball of points, rebounds, and assists. So you want to think about guys that were just stat stuffers, that were
Getting triple
triple
doubles,
doubles,
every night.
or like a guy that could do one of those categories a fair amount, but then was also scoring like and rebounding an insane amount, or scoring and assisting insane amount. So we get the Rockets, and like immediately you got to go with James Harden, which it'll take his 2018 season. I mean, look at that,
It'll
averaging
take his best year.
49.6, which is pretty huge. Next, we come up to the Lakers. We want to think you don't know what team you're going to get next. That's the thing. It's just it randomly throws out a team here.
So that's where you got to think about where to put guys in certain positions.
Like knee jerk might be, oh, let's go LeBron, but like it only counts their seasons on that team.
Yeah, it'll give us LeBron's best season, which is probably the bubble year.
Right. I think if you're going with somebody, if you have your center spot open, it's the Shaq attack all day.
Well, Kareem was on there.
Oh, whoops.
I just saw Kareem. I didn't see him there until now either.
I do think Shaq is
the 2000. That was one of his MVP years, right?
Because when they started tracking it for Kareem, that was at the it doesn't go back super far. I think it only goes
later
to
end
the 90s. And so that was at a later point in his career. It wasn't like his most dominant years, Like it's not, we're not going to be able to get like any, like you'd probably want him on the Bucks anyways, but I don't even know if
probably not
they
even
have tracking
on there.
data back that far, unfortunately. All right, next we get the Clippers. This is where we're kind of doing this beforehand. We know Kawhi Leonard's probably the best option we can take here for a small forward. They don't have a ton of like super impactful seasons, so we go with Kawhi. You're hoping to get right around 40. So that 39.8 is pretty good. Our next one, we're going to get the Pacers. Ooh.
Power forward, 6-man, or a point guard.
We could go Tyrese.
That's what I was going to say. That's worth a shot.
Yeah, because I like Tyrese Paul George or Reggie Miller is my other thought, but I don't think we can take either of them. So let's see. Tyrese Halliburton right there.
34.
That might hurt us a little bit. But also, depending on who else we get, that might have been our best possible pick.
Yeah.
So then we get the Knicks.
The only other, oh no.
This is actually, I think we got to throw it back to Bernard King. Let's see, where is he on here?
Let's see if we got him.
Because I know he can be our 6-man.
There he is.
Yeah.
42.4 and 85.
He's like, he just barely edges out Patrick Ewing.
Okay, we might actually be able to get Kareem for the Bucks. It went back to 85 for him. So that's a 1985 season for Bernard.
I do feel like I think Giannis is still higher, but to end it off, we were doing this pre-show. I think we got to go with DeMarcus.
We might actually what?
Dang.
It wasn't Bernard King?
So I think we messed up here on this one.
Oh.
So now we can come over here. We can see where we went wrong. But 99.2%. We scored 255 average PRA.
That's pretty
telling
good.
us it was elite. We can look at what our perfect lineup should have been.
Brunson.
So Jalen Brunson and Sabonis, huh? For the power forward.
Okay, Sabonis. That makes sense, yeah.
Interesting. All right. Now I think for this next one, we can try to go for another perfect, and we don't look at what we messed up, right? And that way we can just we have to go until we get a perfect.
Okay.
Or the time runs out. So now we've got the Lakers. I think we got to go Shaq. I know Kobe at shooting guard is big, but I think like Shaq was just like the most dominant.
That 2000 season is pretty unbeatable.
Yeah, like we could troll and see with Kareem, but I don't think anyone's gonna top Shaq.
If we got time at the end, we're gonna just see what Kareem
we might play
is
around with
if
that.
we get it.
So 47, Toronto. I think we got
also thinking Kawhi Leonard here.
Yeah, 2019 Kawhi was on another level. 39.
39.
Okay. Detroit. Ooh, see, this is tricky. Low-key, I think it might be Cade.
I'm thinking Cade Cunningham be our point guard here as well.
Let's see, right there, bam. Yeah, 41.4. Cade's he's a stat stuffer.
Sneaky pick there. I saw Jose Calderon.
Oh, yeah.
Atlanta. Knicks legend.
Any big shooting guards that we might be able to take here? I mean, like Dominique is, I think, the best option. We got to go with that our 6-man. Because I think Trey's not going to be nearly where he's at.
Let's just click shooting guard and see who's on the list here.
That's true. Feels like a bit cheating, but yeah, I like all these guys are pretty or aren't really that good.
Like,
anyways.
yeah, no, they're not.
They're not going to come close to what Dominique or Trey could do. I think we got to go Dominique just because he was a bit.
That's going to be their
larger.
best option for it. I feel like.
See, Dominique.
I think I saw
That's
him
my
up at
last name.
oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
here it is. We can type it in, but the
40.8.
keyboard's a little obstructed. The Charlotte Hornets.
Oh, wasn't it freaking? It was freaking Larry Johnson.
That's right. That was his
Earlier.
name, Larry Johnson. And then our shooting guard from.
Oh,
the
we might
Kings.
actually messed up with that one.
We
then.
might be hosed here. Who do we even go with? I mean, do you want to just select a funny name off of here? I got nothing. I guess DeMar.
Oh, we should have went Tyreek Evans.
Oh, well. You want to see what we messed
Or
up? with?
maybe,
We don't
if,
really-
honestly.
I'm curious on the Kings one, actually.
Oh, it's
Yeah, it
going to
should've
be Boogie as well. Well, we should have saved our center and picked Kobe with the 45 and Trey Young.
That's the difficulty because you don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah, you don't know what team's coming next.
So sometimes it's
That's
obvious,
hard.
sometimes it isn't. All right, let's go to the next one. The Jazz. This is unfortunately Karl Malone. There's really not a better option there. The Lakers. So maybe we do try
Let's
throwing Kobe in there.
Shot in the
instead.
dark, try Kobe.
Bang. 45.2 is pretty good. Cleveland. Okay, this is sneaky. I think we go LeBron.
LeBron at point guard.
Because you can play him
You
at point
can.
guard, which is wild. 46.7. So that's
What?
good. New
Oh.
Orleans.
Okay,
So then we
this
go
might
Bo-
be crazy, but we could make Boogie the 6-man. It just might hose us on the other.
Let's see. Yeah. What? Give it a try. The Clippers.
Oh
then
my gosh,
We do have to take Kawhi, I think.
that's good though.
That's the highest.
Give us
all-time.
a center.
Oh, that's the Admiral. This
Oh,
might be
this
perfect.
is it.
We know it's the Admiral is just slightly better than Tim.
Yeah,
That is.
let's go.
That was the call, man.
Let's go.
Putting him at, wow, look at that.
Perfect.
So there we go. We got a perfect lineup. 4 minutes to go. All right, I do want to try something. This was giving us problems earlier, but we're going to see if it works this time. The NFL. So this is
Oh yeah,
fantasy points in a season that we're going with.
this one's fun too.
This one we just had loaded up. So I've got
The
the
Lions.
Lions. This is one we're just going to work together on. I think we go Calvin here. That was my first thought.
CJ2K. Well, yeah, Calvin Johnson. See it?
CJ was on the Titans. I think you're getting him confused with somebody else.
Oh
You're
yeah,
thinking
wrong
maybe
nickname.
Barry.
Wrong
Ooh.
nickname.
I think Calvin's. He had.
We
a
gotta
big
go
run.
with
He
Calvin
set
Johnson.
an NFL record. That's
That was because he had that.
the Rams. Low key might be. Oh no, Cooper Kupp when he won the Triple Crown. I
Yeah.
think we gotta go there. So we are out of wide receivers kind of early, but that's
That's not bad though.
Cooper Kupp's pretty good. The
Tampa Bay.
Bucks.
Tampa Bay. We could get more receivers at flex.
That's true. Do we go Brady here?
He did have a pretty good season.
I'm just thinking. I don't know if
when
there's
they won
any.
the Super Bowl.
Maybe like Kellen Winslow Senior's the only other. Well, I'm thinking that, but I feel like the season where Brady just barely lost to Rodgers for MVP, he threw for like 4,500 yards and had.
Let's try
over
that
40
one.
touchdowns.
Let's try that one.
That's a pretty good season. 374 is really good. The Cardinals. Do we go Trey McBride this year? That was a monster.
That was a pretty nasty season. I'm also thinking who David Johnson.
Ooh, that's sneaky. I feel like we might be able to get better at running back. That was a really good season. I had him in fantasy that year, but like Trey's going to be, that'll be hard to top. 315 is pretty good.
That's pretty solid.
I mean, that's like below like peak Travis Kelce, who's like at 316. The Panthers.
Ooh. Kelvin Benjamin, rookie year.
I was going, well, yeah, we would probably go Steve Smith.
Steve Smith was probably going to be a better option, though.
Dude, I feel like
Ooh.
Steve Smith probably had more receptions and more yardage now.
Let's try it. Let's give Steve Smith a shot.
Let's see. 339 is pretty good. The Colts got to go, I think, Jonathan Taylor. But Marvin Harrison.
Oh, yeah.
I think
he
might
was
have
with
to do
Peyton
that.
Manning.
I think we
he
go
was
with
a
that.
dog.
Chance on the running back.
Let's do it.
That was an all-time season. Cincinnati. What's his name? Corey Dillon. Did we run? Go him or Joe Mixon?
Ooh, let's try Corey Dillon.
Corey. Okay. So that's pretty good.
Let's see the
the
results
perfect lineup would have
before
been.
we sign off.
Okay, I guess we won't.
Oh, it's not showing. Well,
That's too bad, but I
let us
think
know
that's
if you
pretty
feel
good.
like we had a pretty solid lineup there. We had a pretty good one.
Well, Corey Dillon wasn't the best, but like Marvin Harris, that's insane.
That was
really
a beautiful pitch.
Maybe I think maybe it should have been like Barry Sanders, and then we go with AJ Green or Jamar Chase. I feel like that was probably where we messed up.
I mean, this was fun though. I like this site.
We're gonna probably go. Well, so if you want, we're gonna be doing this a lot more. We'll still try to finish the million points challenge at some point, and then when it gets a little slower in the sports season, we're gonna try to do like head-to-head matchups. You guys versus us on this site. So
They have head-to-head teams.
yeah, I should stay tuned for that. It is 10 o'clock. We gotta sign off here. So we'll be back next week for another edition until the final whistle. Here on Military Broadcast Radio. Until then, thanks for watching.
Life is like a duck. Tough times don't last, but tough people do. Here at Military Broadcast Radio, we're teaming up with our friends at Die Tired, the veteran-friendly music band spreading strength, resilience, and mental health awareness one shirt at a time.
And check this out. Their brand new shirts feature broadcast beaker right on the breast pocket. A reminder that you can weather the storm and you're never alone.
Shirts are only $25 and proceeds support giving veterans a voice. MBR's mission to teach veterans how to podcast and videocast. Because when our vets are talking, they're not overthinking. They're not second-guessing. Together, we stop the 22 stigma. Grab your shirt today at mbradio.us and hit the shop. Or go directly to toramerch.printavo.com/merch/dietiredband. That's toramerch.printavo.com/merch/dietiredband.
Suit up, stand strong.
Remember, we're unduckable together.
You're built tougher than the storm.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans.